brings you more local news. Live from Fisher Plaza, KOMO 4 News. First for local news.
You probably felt it, a frightening earthquake today. A 6.8 tremor shakes western Washington to its core.
It's an earthquake.
I figured my luck was out and over.
Tonight, the injuries are still being counted. The damage still being told from our worst earthquake in 50 years.
Some injuries here and there. It seems like we're coming through this earthquake in fairly good shape. We're just very, very lucky.
We have in-depth Team 4 coverage tonight with reports from all over the region. We also have KOMO's Kevin Reese monitoring the new developments at SeaTac Airport. But we begin with KOMO's Eileen Frere in downtown Seattle, where the quake shook so hard some buildings are simply off limits tonight. Eileen?
That's right, Kathy. This is one of the hardest hit buildings. This is the Phoenix Underground, and it is a bar. And if you look right up top, you can see that the roof has caved in, and all of the bricks that have dropped down have severely damaged pretty well anything below, including these two vehicles. This is just one of many buildings here that have a lot of cleanup ahead. When the earthquake hit just before 11 in the morning, buildings waved violently back and forth. Hundreds of people ran out onto the downtown streets. Our news crew was on the 51st floor of the 2 Union Square building when the earthquake hit. Everyone dashed toward the only doorway and for 30 seconds braced themselves.
Rock and roll was here to stay.
Is this part of the press conference?
I used to live in California, and I've never been through one like this, and I've never had anything like this happen. I'm still shaking.
A few miles to the south, an entire section of Highway 101 gave way. The northbound lanes of the highway had to be shut down.
Scary. If someone was right there, the car would have been gone.
I talked to a high official with the Olympia Fire Department. He says the entire department is in shock as to how well Olympia did considering how close we are to the epicenter. He says a few bumps and bruises, a few minor injuries. By and large, the city has come through fine. In Olympia, Keith Eldridge, KOMO 4 News.
So people were ordered off this nearby golf course.
Well, then we're on number 11 tee. They told us we had to evacuate. And Jack had the best round he's ever had.
So that's true. That's really true.
But I had the worst.
He had the worst one. He was happy.
Renton now is breathing a little more easily. People are back home. The river is back within its banks. But everyone here knows the solution worked out for that landslide is at best temporary. Brian Johnson, KOMO 4 News.
If you follow it long enough, you'll find at the end you've covered 130 feet. That's how far the visible damage stretched along East Lake Sammamish Parkway. The ground moved and the road cracked. It began when the embankment gave way. In parts, it sunk 3 feet before the earth stopped moving.
We want to make sure that we don't lose the roadway.
The same scenario, but this time it's Highway 202 near Snoqualmie Falls. The cracks measure 4 to 6 inches wide and some as deep as 5 feet. As the DOT continues to do what it's done all day long, check for damage.
Now inspectors will be back out here bright and early to double check on the Alaskan Way Viaduct, and we expect that you can count on the road to be closed at least for the first half of rush hour, but realistically probably for the entire thing. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Esteban, KOMO 4 News.
All right, thank you, Michelle.
I'm stuck in Seattle Airport, and I can't get back to Spokane.
Jackie Shoemaker wasn't hurt in the quake. She was abandoned. Southwest Airlines evacuated the airport after the quake. All employees and all of their planes, and left their passengers a handwritten note and an 800 number to call.
And the fact there's nobody here, that is what's so frustrating. There's a tacky little number to call, a 1-800 number, it's reservations, and there's nobody to talk to. I mean, that is an appalling way to run an airline. Absolutely appalling.
So the best advice here at SeaTac Airport is continue to check with your individual airline. They will know whether they will be operating in any positive fashion here at SeaTac Airport. The delays here could last for several days. Live at SeaTac, Kevin Reese, KOMO 4 News.
Thank you, Kevin.
Well, the big quake hit during a Seattle City Council meeting, and pure shock was the reaction inside. If you look closely, you can actually see parts of the ceiling tile falling down. Luckily, no one was injured at City Hall. Tune in to KOMO 4 Morning News starting at 5 a.m. or log on to KOMOTV.com for continuous updates.
It has been a history-making day. We thank you so much for joining us, and we do wish that you have a peaceful night.
Have a great night. Thanks for being here, and hope to see you back tomorrow. We'll have all the latest. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day as well. We'll see you then.
Good night.
Good night.